You're listening to Sex with Charlie and Nina. Roll the theme tune, boys.
Good morning and welcome to Sex with Charlie and Nina. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good.
Good.
All good. We're joined today by Nikki and Amy from the Epic Mum Chat.
Separately, they are Mum and Mama and Epic Life Coach, but together they are the super team that is Epic Mum Chat.
Yes, good morning.
How are we all today?
Good, I'm excited.
I am. I'm really excited. I can't believe the size of the mic.
I know, it's great. We're recording in Hellfire Studios. And yeah, they've got their podcast studio that we're recording from, which is available to hire. Yeah. So get on that if you're interested.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's really nice to do something in a professional environment and not just be sat on my settee at home dealing with someone's unstable internet and then trying to edit their...
I thought you were going to say dealing with someone's unstable personality, and I was like, Amy,
She's sitting right there, Jesus Christ.
it's a savage personal attack so early in the morning. But fair enough.
you know.
How did you two meet?
Oh, it's cute actually. So I've got a Epic Life Tribe Facebook group. It's got nearly 300 people in it now, and I only started it last year, so it's going quite well. And one of my friends was watching a live where I was talking about being on another podcast, different podcast. And she messaged me and she said, I listened to an amazing podcast called Mum and Mama. And she said, if anyone wants to be on it, then just get in touch with her. And I think you'd be really good on it because I've got like a funny life story, basically. So I got in touch with her on Instagram and she was just like, yep, let's set it up, let's do it. So I was on her podcast. And we fell in love, didn't we? And she said, actually, I'd really like a life coach just to iron out a few things that have been going on with me because she's got a lot of goals and a lot of potential and she could be very successful but was kind of holding herself back a little bit. So I helped her with that and then we decided to do the Epic Mum Chat together, which is on YouTube, and we just talk shit basically, don't we? And it goes down quite well. People seem to enjoy it. So yeah, we're just connected, I think. And then since then we've just been doing little bits together, and now we're here having sex
With Charlie and Nina.
It's nice that you found each other though, because I think it's really hard to maintain friendships, isn't it? Like, especially when you've got children and a life, to create something that is like genuine and sustainable is really difficult. Like, we only have each other as friends because it's not the most, you haven't got to maintain it like constantly, you've not got to make an effort really. Do you know when you like, well, not that I don't make an effort, but you know when you meet someone new and then you've got to put all this, you've got to put all the groundwork in, you've got to create a narrative and a history with these people. Yeah. And it's hard to do that now because people want a lot of your time.
Yeah, and I find like with friendships, the things you go through together are what cement you as friends, and they're kind of like make or break moments. So it's all well and good when everything's all great and you're getting on and you're chatting and you're going out for coffee, but then when something bad happens and your friend is there for you or not there for you, that's when you know. And then you go through, because me and Nina have been through like loads of things like that, haven't we, where I mean 99% of the time it's just us laughing at other people, but then you've got that 1% where something happens, because it's life, and then is that person going to judge you or are they going to be there for you and support you through it? And that's just,
had I known there were like life coaches on offer for friends, I would have maybe
so
for
what
a life coach as a friend.
Sorry,
might be more helpful.
I'll just leave, shall I?
Be this mess.
I'll just go.
Quite
It's fine.
handy, like, because you do ask people for opinions, don't you? And you know, advice and stuff. But now I've got a professional to mess it. Which was I had a thing with my ex, and I can't even remember what it was now. But it was to do with like our co-parenting, and rather than going to my usual best friend or sister, who obviously have very biased opinions on our relationship, I went to Nikki. because I knew that she'd just give me the advice that was best for the children, which is what I wanted, rather than the,
he's a cunt.
Yeah.
Which I know already.
But I've said that to you before.
Yeah.
Absolute helmet,
Oh, yeah.
But, it's because now Amy's not my clutch, she's graduated. So it's kind of shifted. But I do always, and I have always, really tended to give advice that, obviously everybody does give advice that they feel is going to help. But I've kind of studied like a different way of looking at people and why they're motivated in certain ways and why they might be behaving in certain ways. So the advice I give is like a bit more well-rounded than it would have been prior to learning all this stuff, if that makes any sense. So I think I try and look at it from the perspective of a coach rather than a friend, because I think that's more helpful. Because sometimes I'll just be like, what a bastard! But then I'm like, that doesn't... I mean, it's fun. And I can start with that and then give the... coach advice afterwards.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, it's like he shouldn't be treating you like that. It's like not really good advice because you already know how you should and shouldn't be treated. But that's kind of the input that most people, even though it's very supportive to have someone that is on your side, it is nice to be like, well, he's doing this because of this. And that, I guess, is what a life coach kind of does.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's basically coaching you towards solutions.
Yes.
Everybody loves a solution, don't they?
Yes, no one likes the problem, do they?
No. Do you think that's better equipped you for like the next time in your life where you're like considering dating other male species?
Yeah, well, my whole thing with Nikki really is I had to let go of my anger towards my ex, which she's helped me do. But also accept the fact that actually I do want to meet someone, because I've always been I've never really been a relationship person. I've only had like probably 3 or 4 boyfriends like my whole life.
She's had a lot of dicks.
I've had a lot of dicks. Not relationships. And I am happy on my own and I'm very happy with my girls, but deep down, of course, I want to find love and find that person. But I always seem to talk myself out of it, and I've not been honest with myself with actually how much I do want that. And I always find that weird, because it's like, why am I not? Anyway.
Makes you feel vulnerable.
Well,
to even admit that, because straight away there's an element of lack of safety there. That means that I'm almost I'm saying that I want the one thing that I know I don't want, because I don't want to be hurt. And it's the contrasting belief. I don't want to be hurt, but I want, but I don't want, but I want, but I don't want. And then your mind goes, pew! So the more that you can make it familiar that I do want, take the potential hurt out of it. It's always going to be there. But what you want is what you want, and you must have what you want. You must go for what you want. Feel the fear and do it anyway, but acknowledging it's the first step. They always say that like with alcoholics and things, like acknowledging that you've got a problem, now acknowledging that you're vulnerable, acknowledge that you've got a heart, acknowledge that you want to meet someone. It's okay. It doesn't mean that it's going to be painful, but the association is there when you have been hurt. But it's working on reducing that and making it into like more of a positive. And there's a lot of gestures going on over here. I don't know if we're video or... some spicy hand gestures going
Jazz
on.
hands. Would you say that sex is integral to like good mental health, or do you think it's just not worth the fucking hassle?
No, I do think that it isn't integral to good mental health because it depends where your mental health is sitting at. So on a spectrum, if you've got if you're in a bad place and you've got a lot of pain associated with sex, then having sex is probably not the best idea, because you're going to get what you expect and you're gonna attract what you're looking at, which I don't want to get hurt. Focusing on the negative, you're going to get the negative. It's just the way the law of attraction works. So it's probably not the best thing. Healing is a good idea in the middle. So and again with the gestures, but you're going to move up the scale into feeling that sex is pleasure. If your mind says to you sex is pleasurable, then that's great for mental health. Orgasms are good for the skin. Having sex for women...
that might be my problem.
No, that's me. We're all wrinkled and wizened. But so like orgasms are so good for you. They create killer cells. They literally... if you are having sex, it tells your body that you must be trying for a baby. So that must mean that you're young enough to conceive. So you could be 50 having sex. Your body will literally look younger because it believes that it is. That's like a weird phenomenon. It literally like...
That's a great little secret.
Maybe that's why Mon looks so young.
Yeah, our friend Monica, she's got to be 75 now, but she looks like she's 40. It's the weirdest thing ever.
She'd bang on it.
Oh, mate, she's getting bent over left, right, centre. But she's on like dating sites, so she's never committing to people. She's got such high standards. She's like, oh no, I can't go out with him. He's a milkman.
Yeah,
and it's like stuff like that. Like she knows what she wants,
but
and it's not a milk.
Cream.
That's what I'm all up for a milkman. If someone is going to work, coming back home from work at 7 o'clock in the morning, because that's when they finish, with fucking milk.
Yeah,
I know.
And bread. They do bread now, and eggs.
And yogurts. They do that milk and more, don't they?
Yogurts? You
can literally get anything. I know. Can you imagine?
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I know. I'll date the milkman. I'll go out with him. But that's not her thing. She's not into...
She'll entertain it. She'll go out for a little dinner. She'll be treated...
She'll let them wine and dine her.
She'll get her 5 a day, and she'll get the good skin.
Yeah.
She'll get all the killer cells in the body.
What
it's
age
so good for
is
you.
she dating? Is she dating younger men, or is she like the same age?
Yeah, you wouldn't have a 75-year-old milkman, would you?
Well, no, they're always younger, because the thing is with men her age...
They're old men.
Is that they're old men. And as you get older, the pool of men that are available to you as a straight woman gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Yes. Like there's loads of 18 to 25-year-old single men out there, but who wants to fucking fuck a 18-year-old?
Not me.
No, not an 18-year-old, but like
25. It depends on it. I wouldn't say no to a 25-year-old.
We're not turning people away, but
in no position to turn a 25-year-old away. However, given the choice, you want someone that you've got something in common with, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
So, I think that's... She will go out with people that are younger, and then she's insecure about it. And I'm like, don't tell them your age. Yeah. You ain't got to tell them how old you are.
Younger, like, because I found this out when I went onto the dating apps. My friend was very experienced on them, and I was like, I'm not meeting anyone, it's really depressing. But she's like, what's your age range? And I'm 44. So it probably would have been a couple of years younger than me to like 10 years older. And she's like, no, you've got to put it down to 25. I was like, no. But I did. And oh my God, it is amazing. Firstly, the amount of men, but also they don't all look really shit. But I was very much like, I don't know how young I could go, but then I did have an experience with a younger guy. And it's still, to this day, is the best sex I've ever had.
Oh, tell us. Yes. Tell us about it.
I can't say too much about it.
Why are you going to get arrested? How young was he? He was a minor.
He was not a minor. I'm trying to fucking think now how much younger than me he is. I think he's about 15 years younger than me.
Oh, well done.
I think. But I can't really say too much about it because it was a bit of a wrong move. But I'd kind of known him in a different life, and then we kind of got back in touch through fucking Instagram, and he slid into my DMs, and we'd always got on, but he was with someone when we met, and it wasn't appropriate. Like, I never picked up on the fact that he liked me, because I think he was 18 when I met him.
Of course he was.
But,
Your Honour.
But yeah, we were just chatting, and he started hitting on me, and I was like, fucking hell, like, I'm like, a lot older. But then I arranged to meet him because it would be nice to see him, to catch up.
Amy. We're all friends here.
You were playing the long game,
But
Amy.
then one thing led to another, and I was like, fucking hell, like...
I was helping him with his homework, and then the next minute...
I think he might have been 24 when we did the deed. And I would have been, I think I was about 40.
Oh my God, I'm so up for this. I really want this to be me.
But with, like, it was never going to be anything more. Because of the circumstances of how we knew each other anyway, it would have just been way too fucking complicated. But we're not related.
I wasn't thinking
But he wasn't mentally, we're not on the same. He's a really sweet kid and we got on, but...
Oh, don't.
But it was,
No! But don't you think that's better in a way? Because now he'll always be the really nice best sex you've ever had. Had you carried on seeing him, he would have eventually ruined that been turned into a prick like they all end up doing. Yeah. So it's nice that you have that little memory. I actually
cut it off with, not cut it off with it. I mean, we really didn't see each other that much. We saw each other like a few times and that was it. But then my time, as you well all know, is very precious, the time on my own, because it's very limited. Yeah. So when I have time and I want to do something, that needs to happen. And there was a couple of times when it got blown out because obviously he's young and not got any responsibilities. And after the last time, I was like, do you know what? I just can't be asked to.
Yeah. Well, you've got your boundaries and standards in place now. So if he's going to cross that, see you later, mate.
Yeah.
Well, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
You know, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm thinking, where did she meet him? I wonder if it's like some sordid, like neighbour affair. She's out there pinning out the washing in like a flowy like negligee.
I have to say, he saw me at my very worst, and I think to see me like that and still want to bang me, I was a bit like, I had to give it to him.
So she had to give it to him.
I had to give it to him. Put the work in.
What's your limits?
My limits?
Nikki?
What age limits?
Age limits. What's your... Because are you on Tinder?
Yeah, I'm on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. Hit me up, children. I've got mine set to like 35 to 45, and I'm 38 this year. Very sensible. But when I was in Marbella a couple of years ago, I kissed a 24-year-old and then I kissed his friend.
After each other?
Yeah, on the same night. I didn't realise. But because they're really handsome 24-year-olds, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were strapping lads, you know, nice and sturdy looking, good skin, those hope in their eyes.
Yeah,
they didn't go any further.
Spoiled yet, have
they? No. Yeah, well, they're like rabbits in the headlights as well, because I'll never forget being in the brush that time, the pink toothbrush, and this, like, beautiful man. He was so beautiful. He was so young, but he was so beautiful, tall, handsome, blue eyes, tattoos, and I just went to him, "You're really handsome. Kiss me." And he did. He did as he was told, as they do when they're that age. And then he was like, "Oh, I need to go to the toilet." So he went off, wanted me to wait for him. I was like, "No,
I'm waiting.
Not waiting for you. I'm going." And then later on, I bumped into him, and he thought, "Oh my God, you're real." He was like, "Oh my God, you're real," wasn't he? He was like, I thought it was on an illusion. He'd probably taken some drugs, but yeah. But yeah, no, I do. Aww. When they don't look young. Yeah.
When they're like little man children.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Young guys really like older women, and I didn't know, because my friend got Hinge, and she didn't set up her age limits when she went on. She's 52, I think. And she called me, she was like, "I can't fuck it, I've got all 18-year-olds. Liking me." And, you know.
They try so hard. But I did have once on Tinder, this young guy that I matched with messaged me and said, "How you doing, mummy?" And I was like...
See, mummy...
Fuck off, mate.
For me, is like daddy. It's not for me, but I get it. Like when, you know, like you hear people say daddy... But mummy...
We've had this discussion before,
haven't
you?
It feels weird. It's like that just to me think breast milk.
Yeah.
You know? And I know some people are into that. But...
Well, Stu's thing against daddy is that he is a daddy and his kids still call him daddy.
Yeah.
So he's like, I just wouldn't really like that. But I'm sure his wife's not walking around calling him daddy. but
only like daddy's going to clean your poo up now, darling.
That's the only instance. But mummy just has this completely different thing about it. Yeah. And I just think that is a surefire way of not to have sex with me, because I'm not...
Especially if you are a mum, because it just reminds you of how unglamorous being a mum can be.
Well, and how all of my ex-boyfriends have just moved in and wanted another mum. And I just think straight off the bat, you want me to be your mum? No, go away, child. So that was massively insulting. I was very insulted by that.
Yeah, it's not a sex thing, is it, mummy?
Oh, no. I did actually have, it's me saying, I haven't got any stories.
They're all coming out now.
On one app, I matched with this guy, and he was into being dominated. And I'm really not that person. As much as I'd love to become a financial dominatrix and fucking earn a shitload of money. I just couldn't. I haven't got that in me to do. And we had a couple of messages because I'm quite interested in, because I've learned a whole new world of things since becoming single and getting on the apps. Like, there's loads of shit that I didn't know existed.
Oh, it's all going on out there, isn't it?
I wanted to like kind of learn a bit more about it, but he wanted to call me mummy. Oh. And I'm a bit like, it's just fucking, because I am, that's what my baby's called.
Yeah.
And it is fucking weird.
But, I had really like hot, do you remember Topless Tommy?
Yes, yes, I do. Oh, what happened to him?
Topless Tom. Well, he wouldn't go on a date. He just wanted to message and send me pictures of his abs, which I was down for. But then I said to him, like, do you want to go for a walk? And he went, oh, it'll be a bit dark. I was like, oh, for God's sake. Like, I can't even. But he sent me a picture of his bed, and it had all, like, straps and chains on it. He was like, I've made this for my bed, because he was, like, a proper kink. And I was like, oh, okay. I've never done that before, but I wasn't like...
Well, you have it there all the time?
Yeah, on his bed. Oh, he went, this is my old bed, but I need to sort it out for my new one. And he had, like, these, on the four, sort of, I suppose, attached to the legs, like, chains, and then these, like, and then a neck thing, and I was like... Oh.
What, and then he's having a comfortable night's sleep in that?
No, that's obviously for his guests.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because he was, like, into dominating.
Yeah.
And I'm like... I'd rather that, but then I think I'd be a really good dominatrix. And I think I'd be a kick. I've got a really good cat suit. I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
Like that. With
I love that. I think I actually commented on that, and I was like, I love that cat suit. It's got all the little spikes all over it.
£14 from China.
Oh wow.
Yep. It's like the cheapest, best thing ever. And with my 7-inch pleasers, which are like the stripper shoes, I'm not a stripper, but I was a pole dancer. But I literally, if I had a whip and someone just wanted me to kick him in the bollocks for money, yes.
Well,
yes
that's the
to that.
thing.
Call him a dick. You fucking dick. You dickhead bang. Yeah. Thank
it's
you.
The dream. It is the dream job. It's the dream job.
Yeah.
Being paid to abuse men.
I just wouldn't want to be sexual with them in my version of sexual. Obviously for them it's sexual, but for me,
but
no.
I'm the same as I'm the same. No, they don't want the sex as well. They just want to be humiliated. They come to be humiliated. You haven't got to do or touch them really.
Yeah, I could throw potatoes at them, and if they liked it, I'd be like, "Do you like it?"
Yeah.
Fucking dickhead. Boof, boof. Oh, I'd love that.
Well, you had one once that wanted you to phone his mum and tell her this is the level of humiliation this guy was willing to go. And paying her into a PayPal account.
Yeah.
Can you phone my mum and tell her what a disgusting bad man I am?
And laugh at her down the phone. And I was like, yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What did she say?
Nothing. It was just like a drop call. Just like, he wanted me to just like ring her up and be like, gone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How much did he pay you?
It depended. It was different amounts and different stuff off my Amazon wish list and things like that.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That guy he told me that he had one because he did have someone that he paid, and she contacted like his ex-girlfriends to talk about him.
Well, he'd given me like access to all of his social media. He was a policeman actually.
Of course he fucking
was.
was.
Of course he fucking was. Whatever.
I tell you what, I know some sick things about some policemen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, they are.
And he'd given me like his boss's personal email address, and he'd want me to like attach a clip and send it, or threaten to send it. Obviously, I never put that much fucking effort into it. Wow. So I can't even remember to add attachments to my own emails. I'm not adding
Please find attached.
Yeah.
There is nothing there.
Attachment. Yeah. Wow. I know, it's mind-blowing, isn't it?
That is the best thing I've ever heard. And what an entrepreneurial move. Yeah. And why am I not doing this?
Well, I know.
Do it.
Well, I've tried me ad at a lot of things.
What are they called?
I love it.
They call them something, don't they, on Instagram? If you put like a hashtag. Yeah, Findom.
Yeah.
You hashtag Findom
into
your pictures, even if it's just a picture of you. in a cat suit.
Heard of it. We'd never heard of it, but I can't remember what we were doing. It was just like...
Oh, things spiral out of control, don't they, when you're just sitting there doing
with
stuff.
A joke, and then it's like fucking out of control and you're running a multi-million-pound business.
But do you know what's really weird? Like, don't you find like these little rabbit holes of worlds, like all of a sudden, like, you know, you watch something on Netflix and you're like, is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. And then you go and then it's a whole thing. And it's this huge, like massive thing. And I'm like, I didn't even know it was I never heard of this before. And this is some people's entire life is that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's mental, isn't it?
They dedicate their lives to it, don't they? Which blows my mind because I don't dedicate my life to anything. And so to keep up with this, like, one hobby is, like, absolutely mental. But it's like people with trains, isn't it? Once you're, like, one train, you're fucking outside filming trains and shouting. It gets out of hand, doesn't it?
Yeah, and stamp collectors. You get one letter through the post once, and then suddenly you're spending hundreds of pounds.
Savage addiction.
It is,
that never ends because they're bringing out new stamps all the time in different countries as well.
Yeah.
Don't ever fall down into that
since the
addiction.
dawn of stamps as well.
Yeah,
you've got to collect them all, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
There we go.
Hello, we're Charlie and Nina from the podcast Sex with Charlie and Nina. This podcast is being recorded and sponsored by Hellfire Creative.
They are the first podcast studio in Essex.
Podcast, video and photography studio.
Situated just 45 minutes from London.
They're offering us a discount code for y'all. So you can get 20% off of use of the podcast, video and photography studio at hellfirestudio.uk using the code SEX.
Easy. Yeah. Anyway, on to the stories.
Yeah.
You've got a story for us, Amy?
I have got a story. When you asked me, I was a bit like, oh yeah, I'll think of one. But I was thinking, I haven't got any embarrassing sex stories. But there is one, but it's more gross. So I used to work for a company that did celebrity football events. So it was called Soccer 6. They do one now.
Oh, yes.
I think.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the same one. I think it's a different one.
I've heard of that,
Williams and Ant and Deck and all that shit.
So what did you do as a job for them?
I can't remember. It was when I left my job because I used to work for some DJs and one of them used to do it. And when I stopped working for them, I think I was just contacting everyone and he was like, oh, you can come and work for me. But to be honest, I don't actually remember what I did there. I think I was just dealing with the guests, maybe. I really can't remember, which is really bad. I didn't work there for very long. But anyway, when the event was happening, I was dealing with like artist liaison, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so through work, I knew this guy, and he was there with his good friend Ralph Little, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. That's like quite weird. And anyway, we ended up like hanging out with them, and
he's a tall drink of water, isn't he, Ralph?
Yes, he is. A really nice guy. And he liked my friend, but she wasn't really interested in him. So anyway, I ended up shagging this guy that I knew through work.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ralph Little then. I was like,
But we'd shagged in their hotel room.
Okay.
So in Ralph Little's hotel room, because I think he was in my hotel room with my friend too, and they didn't have sex. I think she was very much like, no. So anyway, but I got my period when we were having sex. So the next day we were at breakfast in the hotel, like with everyone, and Ralph Little came straight up to me and he was like, are you all right, love? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I slept in your period last night. Oh my God. And I was like,
what an honour, Ralph Little, to be sleeping in the moon blood of Amy.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I was so... I just remember the train journey home, I was like so hungover. I kept throwing up in the toilet. It was one of them, so you can imagine how bad I felt. And then to have a C-class celebrity come up and...
Yeah, those words ringing in your ear.
Yeah, I slept in your period last night. But he was nice guy. He actually stayed at my mum and dad's house after. We used to go out and...
To sleep in your period blood again, or was that just a nice little visit?
But he's been to Basildon.
Oh, who Ralph has?
Yeah,
what a treat.
House. Yeah.
Oh.
That was a long time ago. I have had no contact with him since.
He's going to be listening to this thinking, who is that woman?
I remember her. He remembers. It was in Liverpool.
It was the best night's sleep he ever had. Of course he remembers.
Memories. Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
What about you, Nikki? Yeah. What you got for us?
Right, so I've just thought of one.
Okay.
You're welcome. So I had a boyfriend in my 20s, and he looked a bit like a toad. Not that this is relevant to the story, but to just give you some, because I had very low self-esteem and I was very not confident.
How old was he? Was he the same age as you? Or?
Yeah, a couple of years older than me.
Okay.
And he might have been my least favourite boyfriend.
Well, at least he's won something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we was in his mum's house, where he lived actually at the time, because he hadn't moved out. He was down south, and I needed to fart really, really, really badly. But it was sort of early-ish days, and I just was such a quiet, non-confident, embarrassed, mortified specimen. Like, everything embarrassed me. I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I was sort of squirming, you know, like really clearly disconnected from it, not enjoying it, not making any noise, just really clenching.
Trying to suck it back up.
And he had to sort of say, like, is everything okay? You know, like, are you all right? And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I just... And it just went really flat and awkward. And then he stopped. I didn't know what to do, and it got so fucking awkward that I ended up leaving. Like, I just put my trousers back on, and I walked down the stairs. I was just mortified, cringing, couldn't look at him. He thought he'd done something wrong, or that I was upset with him for some reason. So he was a bit annoyed with me. And his mum was having the hallway decorated. So there was no carpet, no nothing in. It was just like an empty sort of echoey room. And we got to the front door, and I just thought, I've got to say something, because this is just awful. I don't know how we're going to come back from this. And he was like, just tell me what it is. And I was like, I needed to fart, okay, like that. And he grabbed me round the shoulders, and he went, it's okay. just let it out. And I did. In the hallway, it echoed. And then he did one in support. He did a support one for me, and that was when I was like, boyfriend material, and I stayed with him for 2 years after that. I shouldn't have done it, but I just thought, he's a good egg.
That is nice.
It was the fart that brought us together. But it was so embarrassing, because I couldn't say I really need to fart, which I would now. I'd really find that funny.
Put your whole relationship on the line just to walk out of that house. Yeah, we've been married for 3 years, but I just couldn't
do it. I was so embarrassed. Now I'd be like, can you just hang on 1 second?
Oh, I just need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back.
It was so good that my legs have gone numb. I've just got to walk up and down the hallway to get the feeling back. But honestly, because sex is so unglamorous at times. So I was thinking on the way up here in the car, I was like, I don't know if there's a proper word for a queef, like a fanny fart.
Like I think that is it.
Like vaginal, like expiration or something along those lines. But I was like, I find them very entertaining, and I think that men should be proud if they get one out of me, because it's literally the way that it happens is either I'm going to say mouth rather than vagina, but like, just so that we get an idea. But like, if your mouth is closed and someone slips something in, no air is going in. But if your mouth is open because you're in a certain position and they pull out, and they've got a big, massive penis, and they push a load of air in, if they get a really satisfying queef out of that, they've got to feel good about it, surely. Yeah. But sometimes men are so weird about them. When I was younger, they'd be like, ugh! And I'm like, are you joking? I don't think that was my fault.
Well, let us know, men, if you're listening. Do you...
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, how do you feel about it? Does it turn you on?
Yeah.
Do you feel satisfied? getting that queef
Or do
out
you think it's disgusting?
I think certain positions, especially, it just happens, doesn't it?
And it doesn't stop them having sex with you either. So I just think, like, you have to pick your battles here.
You have to let the queef fully release as well. You can't just jam more air in there because I'm going to explode. So, like, let it all come out. So I'll have a good laugh. Like, it'll be like, out, out, out. Hang on. Not finished. There we go. Like, now I've got no shame in it. I'm like, good for you. Good for you. Well done, you, because not everybody does that. Some people don't have that impact, but some people do.
Yeah.
And that's like a little round of applause
just, like, things
for
like
you.
that, you just, like, move on, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if ever there was a guy to make a big deal out of something, I'd be like, you can get out of my fucking house.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute they talk afterwards, get out of my fucking house.
Yeah, you've served your purpose.
Yeah. Shouldn't you be going? Yes. That's the way to be.
Yeah. But it is, in a way, like your vagina is clapping
Yeah.
for you.
It's a round of applause.
It's a round of applause from the vagina,
But like
isn't it?
girls in your 20s, don't feel embarrassed about that, because when you get to your 30s, you're just going to love it and just think, oh, that means I've got somebody with a bit of a meaty girth here, rather than like a tiny little, because you can't get a fanny fart with a finger. Can you?
Well,
I've tried.
Give it a go.
I will.
I've experienced more situations where the air kind of gets trapped, and then when you finish having sex and you turn back round and sit down or lay down, then it all just starts going.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I literally I find it so funny and satisfying. I'm like, oh, there we go. Better out than in. But it is like, in your 20s, people are just like horrified. But in the 30s, I think you're kind of just used to it, and they just don't even bat an eyelid now.
yeah. Well, what I'd also like to know from men is, do you think it's disgusting when women fart as well? Because that is, we have bodies, don't we? And we do kind of try and hide that. I've been in loads of situations with that. I've got IBS. If I eat the wrong thing,
Yeah, like
it's chaos.
How would you have been with that story that I just told? Like, if the woman just released in your face, like, how would you want that to be dealt with? Because some people be like, oh, I wouldn't care, I'll just carry on. Some people are like, that's absolutely disgusting. Like, literally, hard on, gone. But because that's what I thought it might be, you know. Imagine, that even
imagine
that.
if they're like, I can't sleep with you now. You're a disgrace.
This relationship is over and I'm going to tell the world
I
why.
have a friend who's married. I think they've been married for about 10 years and she's never farted in front of her husband.
That she knows of.
Well, you know. And I'm like, how can you live in the same house as someone and not fart in front of
But
them?
then I am like that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I just
well,
wouldn't. But and some people would. But for me, it's just a no. Like we were talking about before we started, about your ex taking a shit while you're having a bath.
A romantic bath, no less.
Oh, he run the bath.
Yeah.
He ran the bath, put the rose petals in, put the bubble bath in, lit the candles, handed me a glass of wine, sat on the fucking toilet next to me and started having a shit.
To go to that effort is mental, isn't it? Like, men don't put in effort for nothing.
Well, at least he didn't shit in the bath.
The house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it could have been worse.
Why didn't you just say, why didn't you do that first before you ran the bath?
I've got a fucking another toilet in the room next door. I've got a shower room with a toilet next door to the bathroom with the toilet in it. You don't even have to go downstairs. It's not even like my second toilet. I know I'm privileged, I've got 2 toilets, but my second toilet is actually next to that room.
Wonders never cease.
I don't know how their minds work. I don't know, they just don't.
Be with you and see you enjoy the bath.
Did he ask to hold your hand?
Oh, God.
Oh, what is that? What do you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean,
And he's squeezing.
after hearing your story, maybe I should have reached over and gave him a bit of support while he was having a shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say sorry?
Yeah.
Acknowledge
He was
it.
like, oh, yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like,
It could have brought you closer
sorry.
together.
Sorry. Well, it didn't drive us further apart.
Could have
if I'm
rubbed his
honest.
back.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I should have. If I was a nice person, then I probably would have been more supportive about it, but I was absolutely fucking horrified.
I would have been as well, because it's really setting yourself up for one thing. It's like just killing the dream, and
Yeah.
it?
Well, yeah.
Romance.
Yeah,
And that,
it's the
literally
fall.
completely the opposite.
Yeah, it was the fall. Had he not have done the prep work, I wouldn't have been so high thinking of how great he was.
Yeah.
So, you know, had he just run me a normal bath or
not run a bath
and just shat in front of me, I'd probably been like, oh.
It's good. It was a good demonstration of how disappointing he could be.
Yeah. At least he let you know early on.
Yeah, it was. Swimming and drowning, as they say.
Yeah.
Wow.
1 minute I'm swimming, the next minute I'm drowning.
Yeah. And he's just in a constant in between of like gasping for air and fucking being pulled under by the current.
And some bad bath.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Right. Let's do some questions. How are we looking for time? Okay. Right. So, I've got these pillow talk questions, which is the segment. I don't know if you've heard the Two Girls One Shop, but it was a segment we did with Stu where we would ask him questions, the kinds of intimate questions that you'd ask your partner when you're in bed with them.
Yeah.
Which,
and as you can imagine, he was horrified.
So I don't know how this is going to work
He
because
won't even say penis, and at any time we said penis, he would giggle.
Oh, bless him.
I know.
yeah. So it was set up to embarrass Stu, basically, and to get him like squirming.
You can embarrass Amy now.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. It's not going to be the same. So I've got some better pillow talk questions, which I think they're better. They're less embarrassing.
Yeah.
Kind of. But more sort of like to share, so everyone feels like their sex lives and misdemeanors are like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amy, have you ever had an SRI, which is a sex-related injury?
No, I don't think so. No.
I was saying that. I said, I don't think I've hurt myself having sex.
Nikki?
No, only my pride.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if we're talking about mental health damage, yeah. I'm a shell of my former self.
Oh, okay. Well, I've had loads.
Oh, this is the woman that has a fall out of the shower every time she bloody gets in it. So...
Yeah, and I think...
Adventurous.
Well, I'll tell you the two main injuries that I had. The first one was me having sex, but I used to work in a sex shop, so I've got a lot of like sexy clothes. So I had this body on, nylon body, really tight, and it wasn't crotchless. So I'd pulled it to one side.
Yeah.
We're having sex, a little bit aggressive. And I didn't realise, this is a thing, you never realise until after the fact what is going on. Oh yeah, I've also got another one.
Oh, I was just thinking.
Just remembered one. And when I'd stood up, I'm like, ow, what the hell is going on? So I've looked down and the body had been rubbing against my vagina and it had swollen up so much it looked like I had a fucking testicle. It was so swollen. I had to like sit on like peas.
It was like full on friction burn.
It was because there's so much, I guess there's so much blood down there and like the engorgedness of it all. It just fucking swelled up and I was like, how do men sit down? I felt like proper, I could feel it when I sat down. It was fucking horrible. It looked horrible, felt awful.
You got pictures?
I did have a picture of the other SRI that I got. I won't show you because it's fucking horrible. So my boyfriend at the time, the same one that run me the bath, came in drunk after a night out, grabbed me in the hallway, lifted me up, but he's so fucking drunk and heavy-handed, it grabbed me like by the arse cheeks, lifted me up and accidentally pulled my butt cheeks apart and I got a tear.
Oh my God.
And it was bleeding so much.
God.
So much. And recovering from those kinds of tears down there where it's...
Oh my God.
It's constantly feeling like... Do you know what I mean?
Hot tour, bum or
It was like...
fanny, or both?
bum too. Vagina.
Full on perennial split, like when you have a baby. That's not okay. Like
fucking well hurt. It fucking well hurt. And
my toes are up, like fully up.
Did you stab him? Yeah.
I was him for that. Well, we're not together anymore. He is buried close by.
How did he make it up for you? Did he make it up to you by running you that bar?
Oh God, no! I'd never let him run a bar for me.
Show how okay his bumhole is by having a full poo in front of you. How okay mine is. Mine's fine.
He's bragging.
Did he remember it the next day? Like you're shuffling along. He's like, "What's the matter with you? You tore my bumhole apart."
That's what I said.
You literally ripped
I was like, I've got fucking 3 holes down there now. I've got just 2
one.
fucking vaginas.
One giant hole.
Just like that now.
And I remember a similar thing happening to my cousin. So I was like, got my phone, took a picture. I was like, what do I do? Trigger warning.
Oh my God.
But that's horrible because can you imagine, like, piles are bad enough. Yeah. Like having that, like a proper, and would if you had to go to the doctor and be like, explain that. And then sit there and cock your head up and show
you explain it like every other sex injury people explain. Like, you've got a Buzz Lightyear up your ass. Yes, I was walking through my hallway and I slipped on a marble.
My friend
is got a condom over it.
My friend's a nurse, and she said the amount of things that she has seen up people's asses over the years is just indescribable. Like, every Christmas someone comes in with a Toblerone up their bum.
A Toblerone?
Every Christmas.
To eat?
Yeah.
What a waste!
Yeah. What a waste indeed. Toilet
Box on
brushes, little Christmas trees. Like,
No.
honestly.
Of all the things you can put up your ass, I can think of 20 things in my house that go up my ass quite easily. Like, a fucking umbrella ain't one of them. Like, who's picking things that are jagged?
It's true. But like she said, we all, and they always say, I slipped and fell.
Yeah. There's no way.
The level of accuracy that you would have to have, unless you have a hole like Charlie's where you just straight on it and swallowing up.
I mean, anything could go up there. Shark
Hold on to your handbags, girls.
Yeah.
But like generally, you'd really have to line yourself up. Nothing would go up my bum hole. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. You would have to coax it in.
You tried, didn't you?
Yeah. Really tried.
Well, we used to have people come in the shop all the time and be like standing there and you can hear a faint buzzing noise and they're like... It's inside me and
I can't get it out.
And I can't get it out and I don't know what to do. And we're like, there's fucking batteries in it, mate. You got to get it out.
We're not going to fucking get it out for you. Go to hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've got some sort of like anal birthing suite out the back of the shop. Where we're like dabbing their foreheads whilst they give birth anally to their...
Get your legs in the stirrups.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Get your head torch on.
Oh, it was like, so we know firsthand people will stick anything up their arse.
Anything.
It's mental.
I've never got that.
No.
I've never got that.
You would just get something that is meant to go up there.
Well,
not just pick
even
random things.
even if you didn't want to buy something specifically, you know what sort of shape is going to be easy to go up there.
Yeah, handle of a hairbrush.
Yeah,
because that can't go right.
Exactly.
Because it goes big at the other end. So
Yeah.
it would be quite safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So guys, try that.
But like a Toblerone.
Yeah.
I don't buy a Toblerone because I find it uncomfortable to eat. So I'm not buying it just to stick it on my arse.
The mistake you're making is just swallowing it whole.
Ah.
Yeah, so you're supposed to chew it.
Oh, yes. That's why I'm popular.
Is the one or a big one?
I think it was a big one.
Motherfucker.
Oh my
No,
God.
I mean, there just is no... And this is like fully...
Erect.
Big bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fully erect.
Fully erect Toblerone.
An erect Toblerone, yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely mental. People have lost jewellery up there. Like, it's insane.
Lost jewellery.
Yeah, like, well, I don't know if they did recover it, but I'm looking around now.
I know,
Things
yeah,
are-
all of
what
the
could you put
things,
up there?
like,
What could you
yeah.
put on my arse? Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, you're welcome for that. Don't know why I started talking about that.
Oh, wow. It's all men as well. You know it's men that are doing fucking shit like that.
Yeah, because it's like that exploratory thing.
Yeah.
Thing you shouldn't be doing. But
well, they look at like holes, don't they? And they think,
I could put something in that.
I could stick my penis. I wonder what it'd feel like if I stick my penis in that hole. Even like a hole in a tree or something. They're like,
they're all at it.
I wonder what it'd feel like.
I'd love to fuck that tree.
Yeah, I know. But then I think if I was a guy, I probably would. I mean, you just would.
I just want to stick your penis in stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I
100% would. I thought about this before.
Yeah.
If I was a man for a day, I wouldn't do anything other than put my penis in things.
I'd want to experience having sex with a woman with a penis. I'd want to know what that felt like.
With a penis?
If I had a penis, I'd want to experience having what a penis would feel like.
With just loose running shorts on and no pants. Like, just to see it flapping. I'd want to see the flap. That's what I'd want. So I'd go for a jog, and then I'd put my penis in the tree, in everything.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when, like, American Pie was a thing, first thing on the scene, and then all those men just, like, were being admitted to hospital with, like, 3rd-degree burns on their dicks because they were fucking hot things?
Yeah.
And you're like, what a waste of a pie.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And it goes to show how often men cook, because they don't realise that the inside of a pie you've just got out of the oven is going to be quite warm.
And it takes a bit of dedication as well to make desserts and pastry and stuff. You wouldn't ruin it by sticking a dick in it, would you? If you'd made it, it's obviously a pie that they haven't made.
They probably still ate it. I would still eat, as long as it was a penis I knew, not an unknown penis. If it was a penis I knew that had been in the pie, I would still eat the pie.
Would you?
Yeah, because I will eat off of floors that I know. I wouldn't eat off
That
this
you
floor,
know.
but I would eat off my floor. I know
Oh,
it's
would ya?
clean. I'll eat off my sister's floor, nice clean.
Oh, my
You know,
floor
only
is
for a
clean.
certain level of time, you know, like a few second rule.
Yeah.
Stick the dick in there for 3-4 seconds. Fine, I will eat the pie.
What, no questions asked? Like, why were you fucking the pie?
Well, I'd exit them from my house, then I would consume the pie. I wouldn't eat the Toblerone, though. I'd draw them out there. Even out of a bum hole I knew.
I thought what I'd do if I had a penis for a day.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Just wee everywhere.
Wee?
Constantly, but just that ability to just be able to just have a piss and not have to fucking wait for a toilet.
I'd like to hold it and touch it. I'd like it to be a big one.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to have one for a day, you're not going to have, like, ask for a small one, are you?
Really little.
Yeah, but I probably would have a really... No, I wouldn't. I'd be one of those shocking men, you know? The surprise men that are quite small and short, but they've got a massive one.
Oh, yeah, we know a few of them, don't we?
Yeah, that'd be me.
Yeah, we know a few of those ones.
Oh, Billy Big Bollocks.
The
I'd be
old
like, hey!
Yeah.
Sending a picture of your penis to all the men that have ever sent you an unsolicited bit of payback.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would, wouldn't you?
I never get dick pics.
Oh,
I never get
what?
Some.
Never.
Oh, you're going to get them now that you've just announced that.
I never get dick pics, ever.
My email address.
At Epic Life Coach.
Epic Life Coach. Slide into my DMs.
Oh my god, that's all we used to get.
Yeah. Oh, we get them all the time, don't we?
Yeah,
We tell them off sometimes.
forward them to you if you want. Or do you want them off your own?
I'd like to get them off my own.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not the same,
I think I can do it.
Yeah.
If I put my mind to it.
The minute you say I'm all right with dick pics, you will be drowning in it.
Oh, yeah. When this goes out,
Yeah.
expect
Make it rain. I'm excited.
expect the dick pics coming your way.
I've got a would you rather for you. It's a bit of a dilemma. Would you rather have sex with the hottest person you know, but they are freshly dead? Would you rather have sex with the hottest person you know that's freshly dead, or sex with the worst person you can think of but they're alive?
So first of all, you've got to decide who the hottest person you know is and who the person you hate the
Well, no, it
most.
can be a fantasy person.
We can be like celebrity or...
Yeah.
We know mine, but you think he's gay, but he's not gay.
Oh, Zac Efron.
Oh, Zac Efron.
Oh, he ain't gay.
No.
He's banging some woman from Essex.
Yeah. Yeah. A waitress, no less.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It could have been me.
It could
Yeah.
be you.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
I mean, you've had a
gosh.
lucky escape, though, because I was saying to you literally the other day, he looks like Mickey Rourke now.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Have you not seen him
What a
yet?
shock.
I'm refusing to believe it.
Look.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I were you. It's really ruined him for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'd still sleep with him.
Brad Pitt in Fight Club when he comes to the door with that glove on and Helena Bonham Carter is in the background falling off the bed.
Oh, yeah.
That's my one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, him in Snatch as well, when he's like hiking and he comes out all dirty and...
He's so beautiful.
Living in a caravan.
Periwinkle Blue. I won't do any more accents, sorry.
Do you like dogs?
Slipped out. Sorry about that. Okay, so I can't even answer this ridiculous
I don't
question.
think I could have sex with a dead person. Like, really
only freshly
thinking
dead.
about it. Yeah, but still.
Still warm.
How warm?
Hard.
Like, maybe literally, rigor mortis is set in.
So how about then, if you were just about to sleep with them,
They drop
and you're
dead.
getting
Would you
all
be
and
like-
you're up, and you were gonna, and then you just died, and you're like, you're there, you're just about, you know,
Yeah.
you're just hovering above the penis,
And
just
you-
ready to get on it,
Yeah.
and he just dies, and you think, I think he's dead.
Yeah, all right.
Would you-
I could
yeah.
do that.
But he's only freshly dead,
Yeah.
and I do really fancy him.
And I've come all this way,
Yeah.
and I've shaved my legs.
And it's what he would have wanted.
Yeah. He died because he was so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's flattering, really.
But who's the worst person? Because then we've got to get that visual for you.
Yeah.
Well, probably Boris Johnson.
Oh,
I think he'd be great fun. I think he would be great fun in bed.
I can't.
I think Boris would be shit in bed. I bet his penis is fucking tiny, and that's why he's
Yeah.
desperate for all the power and control.
And I bet he thinks he's the bollocks.
And it's all the
Yeah.
dithering around that I couldn't be bothered with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the hand gestures. This is
My
penis. No.
Oh, okay, so
Okay,
but
so
not Boris
alive,
Johnson. Alive,
Boris
then.
Johnson, or dead, who?
Ooh.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Oh.
Probably be crying.
I'm sorry I've done this.
Sorry, Donald.
Fucked Donald Glover to dead.
Yeah.
Dead
Yeah.
to death.
Yeah, I'd go with dead Donald Glover.
Oh.
What about you?
Yeah, so I would 100% easy. Doesn't even have to be freshly dead.
Couple of
Brad
days.
Pitt, yeah.
How long?
Like blue.
What's your... So if he was like, he'd been dead for like...
A year.
If the decay had set in.
If he was just teeth and bone. Oh, if he had that glove on, I would have him. No.
Oh, God. Just a little corpse with a glove.
And there you have it.
There you go.
Who'd be your worst person?
Who do I find repulsive? Because people like Danny DeVito, physically not attractive, but I like him.
Oh, he's well funny,
You know,
though,
like
isn't
he's
he?
a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
So that doesn't repulse me. It's really difficult. I get repulsed by people who are like full of their own self-importance when they're such fucking idiot dickhead helmets. I'm trying to think of somebody like that.
Oh, there's fucking hundreds of them.
Yeah, I've got a list.
Or like
Millions.
creepy people. You know, like that David who went out with Liza Minnelli.
Oh, yeah.
David Guest, yeah.
Creepy
Oh, yeah.
people. Because he may as well be dead.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt,
Is
dead
he
for
dead?
3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
is.
dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bloody hell.
Apologies.
Amy, I can't believe you just said that.
Apologies to the guest family.
Yeah. We're going to have a Russell Brand and Jonathan Ross situation on our hands here. I'm going to get blocked. I'm going to be on a podcast
Cancelled.
again. What was the question? But yeah, no, I couldn't sleep with anybody that was the worst person in the world for me because it would just my body wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would be so
Yeah,
repulsed.
but that or dead, though.
You'd rather fuck a skeleton than someone you hate.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm more accustomed to people that I hate, whereas I've never seen a dead person. If they literally just died, I could probably have sex with them without even realising. Are you not that into this? Have I done something? Are you mad at me? Are you upset with me?
The old silent treatment.
Yeah, and you feel shamed after you have sex anyway, if you have sex properly, so you might as well fuck a dead body.
I couldn't love that question anymore. Thank you for that.
Oh, God.
I just like the way you sprung it
I've
on
already
us.
slept with the worst person I can think of, so it's too late.
Oh, isn't it always the way? Ex-boyfriends, probably Toad Boy. You know?
Oh, I like Toad Boy.
Yeah, I mean, Toad Boy in the end, he might have looked like a toad, but...
No, he went very, very much downhill.
From that moment.
Yeah, they all do,
they
don't they?
Yeah,
they
that's how they
peak
get you.
so early, didn't they, men? Yeah, they really do.
What about you?
Ben and Baz. Dead.
Both
Together at the same time.
room. Yeah.
Um,
You hear Ben screaming from the room.
Ben and Baz are the Hellfire Boys, in case anyone is wondering.
Yeah.
They've got their glasses against the door and they're horrified.
Yeah. Just leave. They won't know we were over here.
They're going to kill us.
Yeah.
And then fuck us.
They've done it the wrong way round.
And now there's 4 of them.
I'm strangely aroused.
Let's just stick around and see how this plays out. Let's not be too hasty.
I think my penis is going to end up in a hole at some point.
Yeah, the hole we've dug out back. Okay, well, on that note...
Yes, it turned very dark, didn't it?
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who... I hate so many men. I just...
Are you dating?
No, I'm not dating. I've given up.
Yeah, well, she said I hate so many men. She's not going to want to date.
I've given up. I'm really in that position where I'm so fucking happy with my life
Yeah.
that
I get that.
and I ain't got time for it at the moment. I've not given up completely. I might in the future, but right now, nah. I'm having so much fun, and all men ever want to do is come in and just stop that from happening. So
Take it down a peg or two.
yeah, if I want to go out for dinner, I'll go out for dinner.
Yeah.
If I want flowers, I'll buy myself some flowers. I just don't know what they'd bring to the table apart from sex. So and I've got Nina for that.
I have my uses.
I wish.
I know, wouldn't it be so simple?
I know. If
All our
only.
problems would have been solved.
Well, if you ever want to change your mind, I can hypnotise you. Genuinely, I'm a hypnotherapist and I help people to get their mindsets different if they do want something and they haven't got it.
Oh, I'm quite happy with my mindset.
No, but if
I'm
you ever
not,
want to
in the
change
in the future, I'm not giving up. That was me just being depressing. Maybe when I've got more time and I'm not running around after kids or whatever. But right now,
it's just if you're in that frame of mind and you're all right with it, then that's great. If you're ever in that frame of mind, you're like, actually, I want to get out of this now, but I don't know how. Come and see me.
Whereabouts do you live?
Grays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh,
so
nice. So
not
that's
too
not far at all.
That's not nice, but thank you for trying.
No.
I go to Grays for college.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do. South Essex.
Oh, you're right near me.
Oh,
yeah. When do you go there? Is it a weekly thing?
Yeah, I go Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh, so you're literally just round the corner.
Yeah. I know, they're all in Grays, aren't they?
Everyone's in Grays at the moment, aren't they?
It's the place to be.
That's very up and coming.
Yeah. I mean, their beach is top notch.
It's like Miami, isn't it?
Yeah. What beautiful concrete beach.
I roller skate along there in my bikini every Saturday.
Yeah. Dead palm trees.
Yeah. Well, I'd never been there before, and I said to Stu, "Oh, I'm in Grays," and I said, "Oh, I didn't know you had a beach." And he was like, "Honestly, Nina, fucking go and have a look. It's a Morrison's trolley and some mud."
Is he from Grays?
Yeah, he lives in Grays, yeah.
How
They're
old
all
is he?
from around there.
50?
No.
Stuart Whiffin.
Shut up.
Yeah,
That's my
you know
mate's.
him.
That's my mate's brother.
What?
Yeah. He's got a sister called Louise.
Don't know, he won't let us into his life.
I don't know if he's got a sister. I know he's got a brother that lives in Australia.
He's got a brother that lives in Australia. Yeah.
No, I'm sure he's got a sister called Louise, and she's a friend of mine. Yeah, she's a lovely girl.
I've never heard him mention his.
I mean, my mind for names, because I had a stroke, which you may already know, so my mind for names is not the best, but I am 99.9% sure that that's her brother, because Whiffin's not a really common name.
No.
Yeah, she's got lovely teeth.
Well, let us know, Stu.
Yeah.
If you
answers on the back of a podcast.
Oh, I like what you did there.
I'm here all week.
Right, well, guess we better wrap up then.
Yeah. Is that a whole hour?
And that's it,
Saved and even eaten the pastries. There were these divine pastries in the middle of the table, and no one.
I've been staring at them.
I've been like,
they're artificial.
I'm going to see if I can stick one up my arse.
Oh, yeah. Choose a really awkward shaped one.
Yeah, take the pain au chocolat, not the croissant. Croissant's too easy.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
This is one for my mum to listen to.
Oh,
enjoy, Lorna.
Get the family involved. Yes, it's a family-friendly podcast. Yeah, thanks for coming all this way to Hellfire.
Yep.
And Nikki, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
And
Anything else we're supposed to mention?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to support us as Sex with Charlie and Nina, then head over to sosclothing.co.uk/sex and buy our t-shirts and hoodies. They're awesome. And if you're watching us on the cameras, this is what they look like.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Cozy as
I like them.
Yes, go and get.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cut.
Bye.
Bye.